Hello everyone, LauraKBuzz here, and today we are back with another episode of The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. So today we're gonna go jump right back in. Yeah, this is where we were, and we're gonna go clear the other two shrines that we need to go complete on the Great Plateau, and hopefully that will then allow us to go explore the rest of the world, and that's where we're gonna go see everything the world has to offer. So what did we do? Yesterday we did the dungeon where there was a treasure chest outside and we got the Switch logo t-shirt. There was a Guardian outside. The Guardian was considerably more powerful than we were. And I believe, if I remember right, the next two dungeons we've got to go do are out in snowy areas. So I'm going to stand here and we should be safe because I think the Guardian's asleep for now. I have switched over to a Pro Controller purely because with my issues with fine motor control, I'm having an easier time with the larger travel distance on the analog sticks. So up there we can see the closer of the two shrine locations we want to go to, which should be the easiest one to get to. So I'm gonna suggest we go for that one first. Now I know from personal experience that shrine is, oh god. Come on, get behind this rock. There we go. I'm just gonna try and collect some items from these destroyed Guardians. That's the one. Ancient screws. Haha, down you go. There we go, that'll do it. Yeah, so I know from past experience, considering I've done this before, that these two shrines that we have left to do now are up in snowy areas. Oh god, that Guardian is not wanting to give up the fight. Right, I know there's a couple of things we can do. Oh, Keysai balls. Those are fairly rare as materials for defeating bats. They don't often drop. Yeah, we are going to have to get up a very snowy mountain. As you can see on some of those trees there, that is a very cold area, and temperature is a big factor that will cause us to take damage if we're not careful. Now, there's a couple of ways we can tackle this. Now, see, this is one of these things that, to me, I find really interesting in that there are multiple ways to tackle a problem. So, let's have a look. Up at that mountain we're trying to get to, we can see snowy trees. That area is cold. We will take damage if we run through. The first time I went through this area and went up to those, I did so via food. I cooked up, I think it was sweet red peppers and mushrooms, and I made a sweet fruit mushroom vegetable stew that gave me between 3 and 6 minutes of low-level cold resistance. The second time I did this, I climbed to a mountain peak somewhere, and I was found by the old man from earlier in the game who was like, hey, you made it a long way into this cold terrain without any kind of warm equipment. He gave me his warm equipment. What happened? Oh, apples. Have we not picked apples yet? Third time I did what I'm about to do, which is the old man from the beginning of the game. His house is around here. If you go to his house, there is a short quest you can do, in which he will give you some warm clothing. And then I think it's fourth, if you don't do any of those, complete the quest to get the glider and then come back to this house, there will be some additional entries in the old man's diary, and he will leave the clothing for you in a treasure chest, and you don't have to complete his quest. And the reason why I'm detailing all of this is I really like that there are multiple solutions to a problem. Like, there are 3 different ways I could get the warm clothing from the old man. There is also, like, yeah, I can get the warm clothing 3 different ways from the old man, or I can just use food, and food alone would be enough to get me through that situation. Can't carry any more melee weapons. Oh, here he is. Old man, hello. Talk to him, say hello.
Oh, no, fancy that, so we meet again. I was just about to go cut down a few trees over there. We'll have to talk later.
I really like this as well. All of the NPCs seem to have their own daily routines that they will go do things, you know, based on the time of day and just their own routines. Right, sorry, I'm having to momentarily readjust to positioning on a new controller. Let's throw the torch in the corner and take the axe. Haha! Okay, so yeah, if we examine the hunter's diary, this is where he gives you basically what... It's not explicit, but it's a hint as to what quest will get him to give you the warm clothing.
On this desolate plateau, the only pleasure that brings me comfort is cooking, and today I outdid myself. Truly, I created the perfect dish. I call it spicy meat and seafood fry. This recipe not only restores health, but also keeps me warm when travelling in snowy mountains. With this dish on my side, I no longer have need of that itchy warm doublet. I do not know how I allowed this to happen, but it seems I forgot to write down a very important recipe. I know it contains raw meat and spicy pepper, however, I cannot remember what else I used. My age is catching up to me. Sadly, on this lonely plateau, I have only my own knowledge and memory to rely on. Still, if I did find someone who knew the missing ingredient, I would happily reward them with my warm doublet, which I previously described as itchy. However, it seems unlikely a miraculous wish will ever be fulfilled.
So, I'm going to do it this way around today. We're going to take some spicy peppers, because he left them on the desk for us conveniently. Now, we're going to need a couple of other ingredients. Let's have a look. Do I currently have any fish? Because it was a sea... This is the thing that's not explicitly laid out, as he mentions it's a seafood fry. The missing thing he wanted was... it was seafood. I believe it was a Hyrule bass, if I remember right. I'm going to need to go find something to hunt, like a boar, in order to get the raw meat I need. So, yeah, let's just follow the woodcutter for a second. Yep, he goes off to do his thing. If we want to cross this, if we use the wood-cutting axe, we should, if it stabilizes, yes, we should be able to cross carefully. There we go. With these guys, I'm literally just going to run in and smack them around a bit. Oh no, that guy's got a really long pole. Okay. I've got to get in nice and quick and stand to the side, because that pole is really good for stabbing. It's not good for swiping, which means if you can stand to the side of it, there's not much they can do to... Well, not too much they can do to hurt you. I'm hoping if we run this way we can find... No, this is going to be a... It's going to be a little bit of a dead end, but we need to remember that these rocks are here, because that's something that we can later deal with when we have bombs. Right, I'm going to have to head back and try and find raw meat somewhere else. Come on, there's got to be some wild animals around I can hunt. Surely. There we go. And that's what happens if you're careless, is, yeah, those are not terribly sturdy bridges. They are bridges, functionally, but you might want to just be very careful with how you cross them. Particularly if you're like me, and have poor coordination. See, no hand-holding. There's no, like, magnetizing you to it at all. It's just, nope, this is how it is. Let's have a look down at this camp. I'm curious what's behind those doors over there, but I don't know if we can destroy them. I'm going to come back to that camp later. I want to find the ingredients so we can get this warm doublet first, because if we can get the warm doublet, that'll make getting to the other two shrines infinitely easier for us. I'll still show you how the temperature-resistant food works when we get there. Yeah, I'm just going to have to explore for a minute and find somewhere to do some hunting. Like, I'm pretty sure if we go over this way, there's some forest area we can hunt in. Oh. I don't think we can get a big enough piece of raw meat by hunting these small animals, like the squirrels and things. I just don't think there's enough meat on them, if I remember right. As you can see, there are little bits of frame rate chug in certain areas on the Great Plateau. I noticed it... Definitely noticed it less as I left the Great Plateau. I noticed it a lot less when playing in handheld mode, presumably because they toned down some of the visual effects and the resolution, and the system just handles it all a bit better. Okay. I think it's over where these trees are. I think we can do some hunting. Just in this nice wooded area. And then hopefully we can just quickly walk back to where we were. Or at least relatively close to where we were. Yeah, see, that's the kind of areas where it really sort of struggles for a second with grass effects. Like, Nintendo have tried very hard to make this game look very nice, and it does. The art style and the visual design are all fantastic, but I'm not going to deny the fact that there are some visual issues running this at 900p on a TV, which is slightly concerning for the future of the system, perhaps, but... Oh, there we go. There's a boar. Do I have arrows right now? Yes. Now, it doesn't know I'm here, so I should hopefully be able to get a headshot, take it down in one. And there we go. There's the meat we need. Raw meat. Obtained from animals, in hunting, etc. Actually, screw it. I'm just going to run back. I'm not going to... If I walked back to that last temple, we'd still have some running to do, so I might as well just sprint the whole way, honestly. Oh, tree... No, we don't need a tree branch. Oh, choo-choos. They are relatively harmless, and they give you blobs of jelly that you can do stuff with. They can be elementally charged, and you can use them to create... Here's a hint. They create a potion of sorts. That's a big old secret, because they do that in most of the Zelda games. Choo-choo jelly turns into some form of potion. Okay, so we should hopefully just be able to run... I think it was over this way? I'm trying to remember where the old man's hut was now. It was somewhere around here. So I think what we need to do is if we go create his dish, even if he's not around, he ends up thanking us for reminding him how to make the dish or something. Oh, you know what I can do while I'm here? How do I do this? I think my cat's currently in the room shouting. I apologise if there's a shouty cat in the background. I'm going to try and do shield surfing, if I can remember how to do it. Oh no, we did get the bombs. Sorry, I don't know why I thought we didn't. Oh, did I just blow myself to death by accidentally detonating the bomb? Sorry, this is the problem with doing things multiple playthroughs of this game. I completely forgot that we actually had the bombs, so you were probably all shouting at me at that bit where I was like, oh, well, maybe we can come back here when we have bombs, and we already had bombs. I'm an idiot. I'm going to go let my cat out, so forgive me one moment. My cat is shouting to be freed. Okay, cat, I'm going to keep talking in case the Let's Play can hear. Out you go, Smudge. There you go. I'm going to shut you out. And I'm coming back, which you can probably hear by now. Put my headphones back on. There we are. Yeah, this... If you're someone who listens to Podquisition, you may be aware. Sometimes, if my cat decides she wants to leave the room, she will just shout and shout and shout. She does not take lightly to being made to stay in a place she doesn't want to be. Right. Can I remember how to do the shield surfing? I've not shield surfed in a while, and it's annoying me that I can't remember the button combination. No, not that. Okay. Oh, there we go. Ah, there we go. So you've got to be shield out, then jump, then A. Shield out, jump, A. And you can basically use your shields as surfboards, which is pretty cool. There is a great place to showcase that in a minute. But before we do, like, bear in mind it will damage the durability of your shield, which is a thing to bear in mind. It's not something that bothers me terribly. Disposable shields are easy enough to find. I'll usually keep one, like, crappy wooden shield with me just for surfing purposes, but, are you home? Woodsman. No, okay, he's still out hunting. What I'm going to do for now, I'm going to go... Before I forget, I'm going to go blow up and see what's behind that rock wall. Oh, the tree. This is because we died and came back. The trees are no longer chopped down, apparently. Oh, that looks precarious. Okay, it's fine. Let's just go very gently and carefully across this tree. And screw it, let's run. Let's take our chances. Oh, tiny little chipmunks disappearing into thin air. No, not quite close enough. Come on, we can do this. Bomb, throw, wait for it to roll close. And it's a treasure chest. Is there anything useful in there? Let's find out. Fire arrows. Fire arrows are always useful. Hooray. We have... Is that our first time we've had differing types of arrow? Oh yeah, it is. Sorry, every time I see pop-ups come up, I'm like, oh, is it showing me a pop-up for something I already know? And then, of course it's not. It's just because I'm doing multiple playthroughs of this game, and it's like, oh yeah, I have seen that thing before because I've played before. It's a simple enough explanation that keeps throwing me. Come on, across. There we go. Nice and safe. I'm pretty sure if we just go over and cook this recipe up now, even if he's not around, we still get the reward, I think. Here we go. So we've not done any cooking yet in this, have we? I don't believe we've cooked up anything. What have we got in our... No, we've not got any cooked up meals. So, inside your materials thing, you've got all sorts of things that can be made with cooking. They do not give you recipes, generally. The closest that I've seen to a recipe is those notes in that notebook that hint at a recipe, so we need to get a spicy pepper and hold on to that. You can only have up to 5 ingredients at a time. Doubling up on ingredients, let's say we could make something using a pepper and a piece of meat. If we did 2 peppers and 2 pieces of meat, that would generally give us the same benefits. Like, let's say it's 3 minutes of resistance to cold, but it will double them, so you'd get 6 minutes from one dish, plus it'll add on whatever health benefits. So when you've got the things you want to cook up together, which is our pepper, meat, and fish, return to game, and you should be holding on to them. Go up to a pot over fire if you find one at a campsite. And very Monster Hunter-esque. Spicy meat and seafood fry. Grants low-level cold resistance. A filling dish made by cooking fresh seafood and meat together. Yeah, check a meal's ingredients. Yeah, so once you've cooked something once, you can hover over it and find out what you used to make it. Now, I'm hoping if we just talk to him... what are you doing? Thought this might make for a good blah, blah, blah. So, I see you found my axe. Give it a few swings. Come on, Come on, go back to the... Oh, he's got to walk back to his house before he'll give us the warm doublet. Come on. Warm doublet, please. This is not the way I did this before, but I want the warm doublet. Come on. Give me the warm thing. So yeah, we could just ignore getting the warm doublet entirely, because now we have this dish. It gives us 5 hearts, but it also gives us 3... What was that, 3.5? Yeah, 3.5 minutes of cold resistance, which would be enough to get to one of these temple shrines. It would not be long enough to get to one of them, then along to the next, because there's a bit of a run between them. Come on. If we were doing speedrunning tech, speedrunning, like, the best thing to do definitely is just run to the base of the mountain, find some peppers, cook them up with mushrooms, quickly make a dish and run on. But this is a long-term investment in the playthrough, I think. I cooked something. Let's show him. What is that? Oh, it looks just like my signature perfect dish. Spicy meat and seafood fry. But how did you... Well, I suppose it's not important. Can I trouble you to share the recipe?
Oh, of course, Hyrule Bats, how could I have forgotten? Well, please allow me to reward your culinary efforts with this warm doublet.
Hooray! It's something that looks vaguely like Link's traditional green tunic. Yeah, he can do without it. So yeah, if you were doing speedrunning, you'd be far better off just, like, very quickly making some food and sprinting up the mountain. But this is long-term benefits we're making here. Okay. Oh. The shield is badly damaged. See, one of these moments I will find, like, a cool place to actually, like... You know what? Let's go back up the top of here, and I'm gonna use up what's left of my shield to do some proper surfing. Because right now I'm just using two-handed weapons anyway, so, what's a good... Let's pick one of the shields out that we don't mind destroying, and we'll go do this properly. Right, we'll do it with this shield. And we should be able to surfboard the whole way down here. And that is how surfing on your shield is done. And it's a really nice way to get down from high points. So what I'm probably going to do is drop the two badly damaged shields and we'll replace them with something else later. But I do want to go the whole way down a mountain by snowboarding, if possible. Yeah, so we'll drop that for now. We'll equip the pot lid because it's useful just to have a functional shield if needed. Like, it's not going to hold up to much, but it'll do the job. So yeah, I guess we should probably climb this mountain and go for the first of those two shrines we have left to do. Okay. Oh no, we ran out of stamina. It's not the end of the world. There was a nice convenient resting point on this climb anyway. It's my fault for trying to rush it with these jumps. How are we doing? We need to get up this way, I think. Yeah, so the temperature's getting dangerously low. Oh, we're not wearing our warm doublet, are we? So you can see on the screen here, Link is very cold. The temperature gauge that you can see flashing to the left of Link that was also on the main screen, it shows you, like, this is where your temperature has dropped to, and this is what you can resist up to. We've hit the blue area on the left, which means that, you know, we'll take damage if we don't warm up quick. But we have the warm doublet. So now we are... Actually, we should probably put some... If we're going to not run around in our swimming trunks, we'll put some trousers on as well. Why not? Is it further up here? I'm trying to work out, do I have enough stamina to climb? Yeah, I should have enough stamina to climb this, I think. So long as I don't try and rush by jumping. I think I can just climb up here with the stamina I have. Let's cross our fingers and hope so, because I'd really not like to fall from here. It's quite a fall. Yeah, we'll do plenty fine. See, yeah, it's if you're impatient and you want to rush, you can leap, and leaps are definitely useful when you're right at the end of your stamina to get that last little burst of upward momentum, but you don't want to be doing that the whole time because it does drastically reduce how far you can get. Okay, this is the third shrine over here. Now, before we go in, I happen to know there is a cool weapon we can get really close to this. Oh, there might be another one down there, actually. So if you look up this wall, you can see that sort of just above our head here, this rocky outcropping. I only know this because the first time I came to this shrine, I came from above and came down. And if you're climbing down, it's a lot easier to see that there's something on this outcropping. It's kind of disguised from if you're on the floor looking up. There is a sledgehammer, which is a very useful weapon that'll still be useful once we leave the Great Plateau. It's got 12... Oh, we did not have enough... Oh, we didn't have enough energy, enough space in our inventory to carry it. Let's definitely dump something. I keep forgetting, oh yes, I have a very limited inventory at the start of the game. That's fine. We can make do with that. Come on. Up we go again. What are we gonna drop? Weapons are this way. We can get rid of... Is the woodcutter's axe really the weakest thing we've got right now? It also breaks quickly. Let's get rid of the rusty sword. And let's take the iron sledgehammer, because that's going to be a heck of a lot more durable. I realised that was a really stupid move on my part, just like jumping straight off the side there. Ooh, treasure chest. Can we... Oh, I think we have to get the reward from this dungeon before we can get that treasure chest. Also, what's down there, if anything? So I noticed this as we were walking along, and I don't actually know what's down here. I don't think I've ever seen this. Oh, is this just a potential way of climbing up and down? Oh, we could have climbed up here from where that bombed wall was earlier. We could have climbed up a series of climbing points. Ah, different ways to get to different places. Anyway, we're half an hour in. Let's actually do another shrine. Because my aim is, hopefully by the end of this episode, we can have the other two shrines done. We can learn what the spirit orbs do. We can probably see a cutscene that is fully voiced and stuff that'll tell us a bit of the story. And hopefully we can leave the Great Plateau. I want to do this within an hour's episode today, and then we'll probably tomorrow switch to half-an-hour episodes. I say this, I will overrun any day if I feel like it's the better thing to do, so, you know, expect to have some nice hour-long episodes if you're looking for stuff to watch. Ah, the stasis rune. To you who sets foot in this shrine, I am Owadame. In the name of the goddess Hylia, I offer this trial. Let's get our new rune, which I think I've already mentioned is, yeah, this is the stasis trial. We're going to get the stasis rune. Distilling rune. Tiny little drop of ancient Hylian knowledge. Fun fact, all of the alphanumeric characters you can see in Hylian there, people have already worked out how to translate the language, the Hylian text in this version of the game, and these points that drop the information to you, they say something along the lines of all your base are belong to us or something. Some kind of gamer reference like that. I think it's an all your base reference of some kind. Oh, my cat. I've just noticed my cat has knocked over a bunch of stuff on my work desk overnight. Okay, stasis rune. Stop the flow of time for an object. Stops an object in time while storing its kinetic energy. The stored energy will act upon the object when the flow of time resumes. Making good use of the stored energy can move even the largest of objects. So, this is one of the 4 abilities we get right at the start to use for exploration. Basically, you can pause things that are moving, and then they'll either start moving again on their own accord after a few seconds, or you can, like, break the spell and make them move again. So, basic solutions are things like, hey, you can freeze that cog so that you can run across. Let's show you a better way of using it. So, we don't have time to run the whole way up this, but if we use the stasis rune, it'll stop in its path for a second. I want to get... There's another sledgehammer here. What can I get rid of for another sledgehammer? Let's drop the cool skeleton arm to get another iron sledgehammer. Now, if you want to go get this treasure chest that's up at the top, it's very difficult to get. I don't know if we can get it just by running. I can, however, show you. This is how you use the kinetic energy, as they were talking about. If you hit stuff while it's frozen, and then stop, it'll now go that way, because the kinetic energy knocked it the other way. Oh god. Okay, By knocking it over the edge, we caused another one to get spawned and we almost killed ourselves. But you see my general point. You see what I was trying to demonstrate. Also, now I think about it, there is a much safer way I could have demonstrated that. Let's have an apple. Mushroom. And then an acorn to fill up that last little chunk of health. It's fine. We got what we wanted. We got our treasure chest with a traveler's shield, which is good. Hooray, better shields. Yeah, I think how we were supposed to demonstrate the kinetic energy effect is with this ball over here, because if you try and push it, I believe you get hurt or it won't move. But what you're supposed to do is kinetic energy, just hit it once, twice should do the job, and it should go flying off out the way. Yeah, it was in this slight recess, so we couldn't push it out the way. And there we are, that's another shrine done. Now, as you'll see when we get off of the Great Plateau, these early shrines are very, very simple. They definitely ramp up in complexity as we go. Your resourcefulness in overcoming this trial speaks to the promise of a hero. Blah, blah, blah. We're going to skip past you. You're going to give us a spirit orb. You're going to say the exact same thing the rest of them do. And you say, may the goddess be with you, and out we go. I know I'm rushing through it slightly, but it's the same thing it says every time. I'm thankful for the fact they let you skip that stuff, because honestly, any other previous Zelda game would not have let you skip that. They would make you go through it all at full speed every time, make sure it's drilled into your head that you're being thanked by the goddess Hylia for your action, that kind of thing. Oh, skeletons. Screw it. I don't need to mess with you, skeletons. Actually, I'm gonna deal with these skeletons just because I remembered there's a treasure chest back there I want to get. Okay, we've got to crush the skulls to stop them reforming. And that should destroy the skeletons. Yes, so if we want to get this treasure chest, we should be able to knock that very heavy boulder flying. And that frees up whatever was in this chest. It is a traveler's bow. Hooray, we can always do with extra additional bows. So yeah, now that we have the warm garb, we should be totally fine to just like run for the next of these shrines. The last time I did this, I had to take a very roundabout route because I did not have enough food to get me there in warmth. So I basically had to run down to where it's warm over there and take a very lengthy route around. Oh, treasure chest, I see. Let's go get that treasure chest while we're here. We're probably going to have to defeat these bokoblins to get it. They're all sleeping. So if I come in slowly, I should be able to get a nice sneaky one-hit kill on one of them before they wake, if I'm lucky. Come on, nice and slow, nice and slow. I'm very aware there's a lot of explosive barrels. Actually, I know a much easier way of doing this. Let's go fire arrow. That. Oh, I got myself with a bit of the fire. I did not get far enough away, but that... See, that cleared the camp out, didn't it? It did what I intended. Yeah, it's fine. We've got full health again. We're good. I can't take another bow. We don't need it. That's fine. What was in the treasure chest? Because I think we blew the treasure chest up. Oh, no. We just exploded it over here. Arrows. Not really worth the effort we made to get them, but it's fine. You never know unless you open the chest. So yeah, because we've got this this woolen garb or whatever it is, we can fairly safely just delve right into this cold area without having to do what I had to do, which was bear in mind time that I was taking. Because I was like, oh, I only have a limited amount of time in the ice. I've got to rush around and find another route. Ended up taking me like half an hour to make this trek while avoiding the worst of the cold. Because I think I had enough resources to make a 3-minute temperature-resistant thing to sprint up from a different vantage point. But yeah, here I can just run pretty straightforward. I should be able to get there nice and safe. Okay, we'll ignore both of you. Yeah, so you see this mountain peak up here? This is the place I was talking about, that if you can get up here using food rather than having warm clothing, and you make it up to the top of this nice peak, the older man will be waiting, and he will just give you the garb anyway. He'll be like, hey, you made it up here without any warm clothing. That's cool. Put on this warm clothing, don't be an idiot. And he waits for you somewhere around here, I think. I don't know if we're going to see him this time. No, presumably not, because we came up here. Oh no, yeah, here he is. This is where he would have given us the warm clothing.
The fierce cold atop these mountains can take quite a toll as the night sets in. Oh ho ho.
Yeah, it is a breathtaking view. Look at this view out over the world.
It's maybe the best place to get a full view of the entire plateau. Use your scope to look for shrines. When you locate one, place a pin on your map as a marker.
So we might be able to see some shrines that are not on the Great Plateau. So we can pin that one there. Are there any more we can see from up here? I don't know. I'm just looking out for ones we happen to be able to see. No. I think the ones over that side of the plateau are probably going to be too small to identify properly. But we identified that one, I think. Yeah, we identified one. So we want to be heading over there to that shrine. Now, if we had the paraglider that he keeps promising us, we could probably just leap and fly down there. Can I snowboard down this nicely? Let's find out. That did not go as well as I had hoped. Oh well. Let's just head for the shrine. Yeah, see, this is a much quicker route, just being able to just run straight over to the shrine. Ooh. Silent mushroom. I've never seen a silent mushroom, and I've played like 50 hours of this game, and I've somehow never picked one up that I'm aware of. I found other things for silence, but I don't think I've ever found mushrooms. Yeah, so this should take us fairly easily over to where we want to be. And this should be the last rune we need. Go us! That was surprisingly simple. I'm gonna stay the hell away from these ice bats that are flying around over here, because they're only gonna cause me trouble. And nuisance and problems. Here we go. I apologize that I keep running my stamina down to nothing. I am doing the whole problem where I am trying to run as far as I know I can in my other save file. I'm like, oh no. Can't quite do that here. Oh. Hooray, we got some amber. Did any of the other ones drop anything useful? No, they've rolled. That one's rolled away. We're not going to get it, but... Alright, we got one bit of amber. That's fine. What can we use to heal a little bit? That'll do for now. Come on, try me. We're fairly low on health, aren't we? Okay. Okay, yeah, let's definitely... Screw it, let's eat that fancy meal. We don't need the cold resistance, but that'll do the job. And we can now steal their meat because they're gone, so we'll take their seared steak, which is probably much more applicable to the healing properties we need at our current level. Where is it? There it is. Now, there is a treasure chest there. We cannot get into it. That water is absolutely frozen. Even with warmth clothing. Kenamut Shrine. Yeah, if you get into cold water, in an area like this, it will very quickly kill you because, fun fact, freezing cold water makes it very difficult for you to breathe. Your body panics. You go into hypothermia very quickly in water when you're cold. All of your muscles lock up. A bunch of horrible stuff happens in the cold. So basically, don't go in ice water. You will drown very quickly, even if you do have stamina. I know, shocking, right? It's another shrine. What do we... Oh, I know which shrine this is. Kenamut, in the name of the goddess Helia, I offer this trial. Here we go. It's the Cryonis trial. Now, this is the last of the things we need to collect. Actually, also, there is another rune I think we can... No, we don't have it on here, do we? Okay, do we have the option to turn this on? Okay, we'll get this rune, and then I'll tell you nerds about the other rune that we can get, which is a very helpful thing. I might have time to show off this episode, actually, considering how well we're doing. Tiny little drop. Oh yeah, there is space for another rune in there. So, Cryonis, create a pillar of ice from a water surface. Build ice pillars that are very stable. These pillars can be used as stepping stones or as obstacles. Use it on an ice pillar to break it. Okay, we might be able to add one extra rune, I think. Let me check the options menu. Use Amiibo. You can now use the Amiibo rune with the Sheikah Slate. I find it weird that you have to go into the options and notice that this is here, but we now have also the Amiibo rune, which we will we'll show off when we get down to the Great Plateau, probably. Off of the Great Plateau. So yeah, it's nice and easy to see how these work. You make a pillar of ice, and it will rise up from the ground. If there's a gate you can't get past, make water underneath the gate, and it'll lift it up. Oh, Woodcutter's axe is almost destroyed, but it's fine. We got this. We can get those materials. Now, Cryonis should make an ice pillar that we can climb, and I think they just stay until you either make too many of them or you decide to break them. They do stay, like, there's no definitive time limit. Okay, I don't particularly want that Traveler's Spear, so I'm alright leaving it there, but at least we know what's in the chest. And if we want to get up here, we need to keep one end of the seesaw in place, so we prop it up with Cryonis. And we can now stably walk up. And I think that's the whole trial. Yeah, the option, we didn't want what was in the optional treasure chest. And look at that, we raced through that shrine. And we should now have all of the abilities that we need to go out into the world. Your resourcefulness in overcoming this trial speaks to the promise of a hero. Let's skim past, we will get our Spirit Orb. We now have 4 of them. May the goddess smile upon you, we should be allowed to leave. And are we there? Are we out? We should get hopefully met by the old man if that's the case. Come on, did we do it all? Oh, while we're in a loading screen, I've just remembered I had medication I was meant to take this morning because I got to take pills on a daily basis because, yay, human bodies. There he is.
With this, you have now acquired all the spirit orbs from the shrines on the plateau. Oh, how extraordinary. That means it's finally time. Link, it's time for me to tell you everything. But first, imagine an X on your map with the 4 shrines as the endpoints. Find the spot where those lines intersect. I shall wait for you there. Do you understand? where 2 lines connecting the shrines would cross there. I will be waiting.
Okay, so let's look at the map. So the point where they would cross over is the Temple of Time. We gotta go back to the Temple of Time. I'm not gonna go straight back there though, because I still want that treasure chest that was in the water over here. So in order to get it, we should be able to make some nice safe pillars. Let's go one there. Let's make another one there. And we should just be able to run and jump. And then are we able to make another one here that'll lift the chest up? Oh, quick, climb. Okay, thank goodness we got out the water nice and fast. I did not think about positioning. Oh god, we died. Okay, that's my bad. I did not leave us enough space to actually jump onto that final block. I did poor block positioning, and this game is unforgiving. It will kill you nice and quick. Instead of throwing yourself at enemies over and over, try cooking special dishes. It's dangerous to approach enemies head-on and important information. Let's try this again. Treasure chest. So, see, I had the right idea, clearly. Which is leap up onto here. Let's do another one there. Leap to that one. Do one there. I should be able to jump over more effectively now. Oh crap. Oh crap. Where did we knock it? Let's hope it's something useful. Something worth coming for. Ah, opal. Okay, that's a useful resource. And there we are. So, the quickest way to get back to the Temple of Time is probably go to the Shrine of Resurrection. So let's do a nice teleport warp. And you know what time it is? It's time for a couple of things. Remember the last time we were at the Temple of Time, we tried praying and we were told off for not having 4 spirit orbs yet. How convenient that we now have 4 spirit orbs and the old man is telling us to meet him at the Temple of Time. I wonder if that's coincidence or if that's some kind of way to teach us that we can, to get our attention to the Temple of Time so that we can find out what happens when you pray there. I wonder, game design. Yeah, game designers, I see through your tactics. Right. I might just try and surf down this area because anything to make some fun out of going through areas we've already been. Okay, what is it? This is not a great area to surf on because the board does not like going across rocks and stones, but it's fine. We'll make it work. We can stay on the grass, yeah. Where are we heading? The quickest way to the temple doesn't give us more room to surf. Oh no. Yeah, and I think we just go straight up to the top section. Yeah, who's ready for some story as well? Because we're about to get a nice plot-heavy, voice-acted cutscene. Those are fun. Who'd have thought? Those in a Zelda game. Yeah, so... Oh, look at the statue. It is glowing and magical. Maybe we should go interact with it. You who have conquered the shrines and claimed their spirit orbs. In exchange for 4 spirit orbs, I will amplify your being. So tell me, what is it that you desire? Now, stamina's a really rewarding one to do early, and it really helps with traversal. Hearts are very important early because we are weak and everything wants us dead. I'm gonna go for the stamina vessel, but yeah, the next one of these I get is definitely going on health because my goodness, we only have 3 hearts and a lot of things can one-hit kill us with only 3 hearts. Stamina vessel, increase all of your stamina wheel, it's increased and you can do more actions. So yeah, it just gives us a bit of extra stamina.
Ho!
That blessing of the goddess has made you that much more resilient, I see. Here I am, get up here quickly.
Sure. Now, I do like the fact that he asked us to give him those spirit orbs in exchange for his paraglider. We were just like, nah, forget it. Let's give them to the glowing statue instead, because we don't need to honor our deals, because you didn't do that, old man. You didn't honor your deal. You made us go grab extra things. Oh, he's glowing. There's blue flame things. Right, I'm gonna shut the hell up because voice-acted Zelda cutscene coming.
Well done there, young one. Now then, the time has come to show you who I truly am. I was King Rome Bosphoramos Hyrule. I was the last leader of Hyrule, a kingdom which no longer exists. The Great Calamity was merciless. It devastated everything in its path, a century ago. It was then that my life was taken away from me. And since that time, here I have remained in spirit form. I did not think it wise to overwhelm you while your memory was still fragile. So rather than that, I thought it best to assume a temporary form. Forgive me. I think you are now ready. Ready to hear what happened 100 years ago. To know Calamity Ganon's true form, one must know the story from an age-long past. The Demon King was born into this kingdom, but his transformation into malice created the horror you see now. Stories of Ganon were passed from generation to generation in the form of legends and fairy tales. But there was also a prophecy. The signs of a resurrection of Calamity Ganon are clear, and the power to oppose it lies dormant beneath the ground. We decided to heed the prophecy and began excavating large areas of land. It wasn't long before we discovered several ancient relics made by the hands of our distant ancestors. These relics, the divine beasts, were giant machines piloted by warriors. We also found the Guardians, an army of mechanical soldiers who fought autonomously. This coincided with ancient legends, oft repeated throughout our land. We also learned of a princess with a sacred power, and her appointed knight, chosen by the sword that seals the darkness. It was they who sealed Ganon away using the power of these ancient relics. 100 years ago, there was a princess set to inherit a sacred power, and a skilled knight at her side. It was clear that we must follow our ancestors' path. We selected 4 skilled individuals from across Hyrule and tasked them with the duty of piloting the divine beasts. With the princess as their commander, we dubbed these pilots champions, a name that would solidify their unique bond. The princess, her appointed knight, and the rest of the champions were on the brink of sealing away Ganon. But nay. Ganon was cunning, and he responded with a plan beyond beyond our imagining. He appeared from deep below Hyrule Castle, seized control of the Guardians and the Divine Beasts, turned them against us. The champions lost their lives, those residing in the castle as well. The appointed knight, bravely wounded, collapsed while defending the princess. And thus, the kingdom of Hyrule was devastated absolutely by Calamity Ganon. However, the princess survived to face Ganon alone.
Link, you are our final hope. The fate of Hyrule rests with you.
So yeah, that's a Zelda cutscene.
That princess was my own daughter. My dear Zelda. And the courageous knight who protected her right up to the very end. That knight was none other than you, Link. You fought valiantly when your fate took an unfortunate turn. And then, you were taken to the Shrine of Resurrection. Here you now stand, revitalized 100 years later. The words of guidance you have been hearing since your awakening are from Princess Zelda herself. Even now, as she works to restrain Ganon from within Hyrule Castle, she calls out for your help. However, my daughter's power will soon be exhausted. Once that happens, Ganon will freely regenerate himself, and nothing will stop him from consuming our land. Considering that I could not save my own kingdom, I have no right to ask this of you, Link. But I am powerless here. You must save her, my daughter, and do whatever it takes to annihilate Ganon. Somehow, Ganon has maintained control over all 4 divine beasts, as well as those guardians swarming around Hyrule Castle. I believe it would be quite reckless for you to head directly to the castle at this point.
Reckless, but not impossible.
I suggest that you make your way east out to one of the villages in the wilderness. Follow the road out to Kakariko Village. There you will find the Elder Impa. She will tell you more about the path that lies ahead. Consult the map on your Sheikah slate for the precise location of Kakariko Village. Make your way past the twin summits of the dueling peaks. From there, follow the road as it proceeds north.
So, yeah. And that's a voiced Zelda cutscene. Yeah, I hope people enjoyed that. There's a fair few of those still to go.
Go on, here is the paraglider just as I promised. I can't quite do the voice from the cutscene, but I'm doing an old man voice. Here's the paraglider.
And now, this should be time for us to go exploring.
And I think that's it. I've told you everything I can. Link, you must save Hyrule.
And there he goes. So, I know I mentioned the amiibo. I think I'm going to leave the amiibo rune until tomorrow, probably. But, for now, let's do this. Let's head down to the edge of the Great Plateau and make a nice dive off of it. Actually, I know what my favorite way to leave the Great Plateau is. I'm going to teleport to the top of the Great Plateau Tower. And that's probably the highest point on the Great Plateau that's near to the edge of one of the edges of the Great Plateau. We should be able to get a nice fly down to the ground and be super duper cool. Come on. Load up. We're almost there. Here we are. It's definitely a bit quicker than trying to climb the tower again with our still limited stamina. Okay, where shall we head? Is there a good point to head towards? Screw it. Let's just jump off the edge. Here we go. Now we're in a completely open world Zelda game. There is nothing to tell us where to go. Like, if you look at the minimap, there was that there was that shrine we saw that's a purple point behind us, the opposite direction. But forget that. We're just going out into the world. Can I land on the top of this pillar? That might be a nice place to get a view of some stuff. Hey, what's in the treasure chest? This is Hyrule Kingdom. We found some amber. I think we can see a... where was it? Somewhere out there was a... No, maybe I can't see it from here. I thought I could see a shrine from here. Seemingly not from this angle. We can, however, look down at this beautiful sight of a couple of bokoblins. Like, this is the kind of stuff I love, that everything in the world seems to have its own life outside of Link interacting with it. Like, bokoblins trying to hunt a boar for dinner and failing miserably. Like, you know, they'll occasionally get a stab almost at it. No, they're just a bit idiotic. So yeah, I'm gonna save here for now, and we are gonna come back and play some more of this tomorrow. So thank you for watching another episode of Breath of the Wild. Probably gonna go to half-an-hour episodes as an aim from here on. Thank you very much. Bye.